We are on the road to WrestleMania with the penultimate final Raw. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It's time for your Raw top five moments. And no, we're not Booker T saying 5 time. We're Goldust stuttering after he got electrocuted. But I tell you what, the Raw was electrifying on this show. I think he could have electrocuted the entire roster with his presence tonight.
He could have. It would have been like Fulgen from Metal Gear Solid 3, brother. But I tell you what, it was explosive. It was a good Raw, if not weird. It felt disjointed, but you know what? A disjointed Raw in 2003 feels like a normal living body in 2024. I'll tell you that much. You get my point?
No, but we'll just quickly move on.
Like a game of Operation is what it felt like, but we got all the right pieces in the end. They're all glued together, alright? We're on the road.
That's not really working for me.
We're on the road to Seattle. Whoa, Washington.
Let's just go on the road to the number 5 moment on this list then. And it's the opening tag team match now. It was RVD and Kane taking on Chief Morley and Lance Storm. The match itself didn't really do much for me, but after the match, we've got Morley. He manages to escape the 5-star frog splash. The Dudleys are here. They weren't allowed to interfere during the match, but they waited until the match was over. They throw Chief Morley back into the ring. They also throw a table in there for good measure. You think that Morley is about to go through the table, but then the Dudleys attack Kane and RVD from behind. RVD gets tossed out over the top rope. This was a Royal Rumble. Be one of the best eliminations of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, be right up there with, honestly, all it was, wasn't missing anything. Van Damme.
Maybe a table on the outside.
Yeah, to see if Van Damme's foot vertebrae
or something, but and then Kane turns around and he eats a 3D, and the Dudleys leave Kane and RVD laying in the ring, and we later find out that they're back and they're basically going to be working under the Eric Bischoff administration. But the Dudleys are back. I wouldn't say they're heels. They're more like faces that have to do bad shit in order to get paid and support their families.
I feel like this match should be the Mania match. It happens at Backlash, but I don't think Chief Morley and Lance Storm should be against Kane and RVD at Mania. I think it should be the Dudleys against Kane and RVD. That's the bigger match. I like Chief Morley, but Lance Storm at this stage shouldn't be anywhere near WrestleMania.
Yeah, but Lance Storm and Chief Morley have got the belts, don't they? So
well, that's my point. You need to switch them. They something.
Yeah. So, pretty good opener there. Moving into number 4, we've got Rock and Bischoff. Bischoff ready for his match, his lumberjack match, right? Rock's like, no, hold on, easy, big fella. Shouldn't be a lumberjack match. People are going to think you're afraid of Austin. You need to go down there. You need to make it a no disqualification match. Now, everything The Rock wanted to do to Austin, he could have just done under a lumberjack match. Does that make much sense? Bischoff tried to touch The Rock's guitar. The Rock was like, oh, easy, big fella. Willie Nelson signed this, so, get your little grubby hands off. And Rock said, we're going to get a Rock concert. Bischoff's like, what, here tonight in St. Louis? He's like, no. St. Louis, brother. He says, no.
Imagine if Bischoff did say St. Louis.
He says next week in Sacramento, because Sacramento's the home of the Kings and St. Louis is the home of
the Mings.
Aye, Randy Orton.
Pretty much, it's the Rock, Hollywood Rock, doing it in California makes sense, doesn't it?
Rock for me is hands down in this period of wrestling. Rock is hands down the best thing going. I don't think anyone is close to him.
No.
What he's doing now, trumps for me Austin, trumps Hogan, trumps Angle, Brock, Triple H, Michaels, Jericho. Anything The Rock's a part of is fantastic.
See with Austin, do you think it's a case of we don't want to give you the old Stone Cold because he's going to be away in 2 weeks? Do you think they're purposely holding back?
Could be.
Because, again, you don't want to... It's like Hogan and McMahon, right? We can complain about Hogan not being there, right? But it's like, if Hogan's not going to be there long term, and same with Austin, you're booking yourself into a problem to which, if they're having a massive prominent role, then after Mania, it's going to feel like a fucking drop-off.
I wouldn't worry about that, though.
No, I wouldn't worry about it, but are they worrying about it?
No, maybe Austin's just not really happy with his character. Maybe he doesn't really like the direction. Maybe he doesn't think it's this good.
No, I would say Austin at this point, he's made up with McMahon. Life's good. He's got a match against The Rock and he's going to put him over.
This doesn't mean he's not made up with McMahon. Maybe he just doesn't think right now this is great.
Yeah, maybe. But here, he'll be general manager, co-GM Austin very soon. I'm looking forward to that. Not quite the same as wrestling, but here, I agree. The Rock, ever since he returned via satellite a couple of months ago, he's been the man.
No, he's been hands down
the
the
stuff
best.
with Hogan, he carried that. The stuff with Hurricane's been fantastic. The interactions with Bischoff. I mean, he even made a fucking set. He even made a match with the Hurricane and Rodney Mack. Great, man.
Yeah. So, The Rock at the moment is definitely stealing the show. Third place, we have Austin versus Bischoff. And again, we get Rock involvement. Chief Morley's out there. Rock comes in, hits Austin with a stunner. Is Bischoff going to get the win? Absolutely not, because Austin doesn't job out. He then batters The Rock, batters Chief Morley, and batters Eric Bischoff. Hits Bischoff with a stunner. Gets the 1, 2, 3. But then turns around after the match and walks in to a rock bottom. Rock then steals some of Austin's beers. Austin not happy. Rock gives a wee smirk in the middle of the ring. It's like, I just stole a 48 pack on you, son. Because there's a lot of beers out there.
There's a lot of beers. I mean, this looked like a 64 pack, I tell you. But again, ending the show with Rock and Austin and Bischoff. I mean, I'm a silly bastard. I actually thought Austin was beat here. I thought the 1, 2, 3 was coming down.
Austin losing to Bischoff. No.
I mean, I wonder what it took to get him to lose to The Rock.
I know, but maybe the fact he's probably losing to The Rock, maybe he already knows at this point. That means he's not going to lose to Bischoff. Maybe if he was beating The Rock at Mania 19, he'd be more willing to lose this match tonight.
I couldn't imagine Austin going 3-0 over The Rock. It wouldn't have felt right.
If The Rock wasn't beating Austin at Mania, he probably wouldn't have lost to the Hurricane.
Yeah, it's things like that you've got to look out for at the end of the day. It protects both of them.
Yeah, now, watching it back then, I wasn't really thinking about that, but looking at it now, you're thinking, well, Rock's lost to the Hurricane, Austin's beat Bischoff. I think if you switch those two results around, then Austin probably beats Rock, but, yeah. It would look a bit weak if Rock lost to the Hurricane.
No, it would.
Lost to Austin.
This just would have been better if it was a lumberjack match for me.
Yeah, because you would have had all the different components, all the different rivalries and feuds at ringside. Now, you could argue it would have been too chaotic, but that would have been great. See, when things are chaotic in wrestling, it's never normally bad. I mean, people say what they want about the invasion. I remember watching Booker T and Undertaker, and it ended up with just a big, massive brawl, and it was, like, fucking great.
Yeah, like...
It was a bit of a mess, but at the same time, it was just, like, bodies everywhere.
Yeah, and then the Survivor Series, pre that one. Toys at one, that was a great ending of the SmackDown. Best ending ever for me. But, here, I'll tell you what, next week, you could have got a match like Rock, Flair, Triple H, and Jericho against, like, Austin, Michaels, Booker T, and Goldust. That could have been the match next week.
Could have. I mean, who knows?
Throw the Hurricane in there with Rodney Mack.
Maybe not. Right, moving into number 2, we've got the Goldust Evolution promo. Cockles of your heart. Triple H, Ric Flair, ripping the piss out of Goldust. He got electrocuted, and it was by two of their boys, two of the Evolution boys. But they'd rather make fun of Goldust anyway. Triple H is keeping up the Booker T criminal rhetoric, and Goldust doesn't like it. So he punches Triple H in the mouth. He gets battered. It's a 2-on-1 beatdown. But Booker T comes down to make the save in his Gus Fring clothing. Maybe he was supervising somebody cooking meth backstage, and had to run it to make the save.
No more half measures, Walter. This is a full measure. Don't know why Mike's Sean Connery, but you know what? Everybody's Sean Connery. I tell you what, it was Gus Fring, though.
Well, it looked like Gus Fring. Booker T comes out, kicks Triple H's ass, kicks Ric Flair's ass, and then...
It's definitely more Breaking Bad than Parish, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, let's just move on then, because absolutely no one gets that.
Oh no, who doesn't get Breaking Bad?
No, the second.
Well, anything Gicano Despacito, whatever his name is.
Giancarlo Esposito, you absolute...
Right, let's not get into a battle of pronunciation. That's a battle I'll win by an inch. But, I mean, here, if it's not Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, even though I thought he was questionable in that, the guy's been pish. Let's call a spade a spade. As for Booker T, guy's been great across numerous decades, tag teams, whatever companies. So Booker T's done more for me in my life than what Giancarlo Esposito's done.
Oh, absolutely, aye.
So, can you dig that, sucker?
I can dig that. And anyway, let's move in to moment number 1. It was The Rock arriving at the arena. Him and Teddy Long. Teddy Long's got the WWE Raw magazine, but unfortunately for Rock, it's got the Hurricane on it. Stand back. There's an L coming through, and that L was for The Rock last week when he lost. Teddy Long's like, don't worry, player. Nobody will remember you losing to the Hurricane. The Rock takes us bad. What do you mean lost? The Rock never lost. And Teddy Long's agreeing. He's like, yeah, they're just trying to keep another black man down. Trying to keep a brother down. And it's kind of weird because up to this point, The Rock's never really made any sort of colour black reference.
Well, I guess he lost in the Nation of Domination, though. For like a few years. So, I don't know what he's on, brother, but I tell you what.
Yeah, I know, but was it really The Rock? I mean, I remember Farouk.
But The Rock was in it.
Yeah, but I remember Farouk making, like, I don't remember The Rock ever signaling it, aye.
No, I do.
I hate white people because I'm black.
I don't. Yeah, but he was in the group, for God's sake. You know, that's like saying if you were like second in command to like the Nazis, man, you didn't know what was going on.
Sami Zayn was in the Bloodline. He never referred to himself as being Samoan.
That's different, though. I wasn't like a race hate group. Anyway,
When the Nation first started, there was 2 white guys in it, and they never fucking referred to being black. So
because they changed it, didn't they?
So maybe
They changed the rhetoric. The Rock's not even white though. So where are we going with this?
I never recall. Alright, you're right. Then the Rock used to come out and say black power and always wanted to beat up white boys.
He always used to put his fist in the air for black power.
Because Farouk was doing it.
Oh, well, maybe Farouk was like, "Fuck those crackers," and he maybe said that.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
What was it? I was going to say that maybe Teddy Long's monitor's been turned off when Triple H and Ric Flair have been abusing Booker T because Booker T needs to back up more than The Rock.
Well, he tried to offer Booker T his services and Booker T refused it and beat Rodney Mack.
Yeah, I know he did,
Or
but
D'Lo Brown even.
I mean, I think Teddy Long needs to put the Gustavo Fring fucking apron on and go out and help him.
Teddy Long says, remember Teddy Long's basically like, if you lose, you're out. D'Lo lost 1 match and he was out. Is Rodney Mack still unbeaten?
Was Rodney?
I'm pretty sure he lost a match.
He dropped Al Snow on his neck about a month ago. I remember that.
Did he not lose a match?
Well, he lost this one against Hurricane.
By
DQ, like.
DQ,
He still lost though.
Didn't win the Rumble.
He wasn't in the Rumble.
Was he not?
No.
Anyway, Rock is...
Let's get ready to rumble.
This is a great segment. Rodney Mack comes in and tells The Rock he's going to have his back, and The Rock just looks at him like he's
I'm gonna have your black.
He's a piece of shit on his shoe. Like, why would The Rock need Rodney Mack to have his back?
Who looks more black, The Rock or Rodney Mack? It's The Rock every day.
Rodney Black.
No, Rodney Mack looks. If it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you hit the 50-50 option and black and white was left, tell you what, man, I'd be leaning towards white.
Well, maybe Rodney Mack is a white boy, but he's not quite a top 5 moments boy, so enjoy this moment while you've got it. You've sneaked in there. Rodney Mack, you are part of the #1 spot purely because...
The Rock was there.
Yeah, you got to share... You might not share the same skin colour as The Rock, but you share the same segment on this week's top 5 moments. So that's it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.